I trusted my girlfriend around my friends completely, until one small detail at a party made me realize something was going on behind my back. Trust had never been an issue for me. Not in this relationship, not with her. From the beginning, everything felt easy, natural, like I didn't have to question anything. She got along with my friends effortlessly, laughed at the same jokes, fit into my world without forcing it. And that mattered to me more than anything. Because when someone blends into your life like that, you stop seeing them as separate. You start seeing them as part of everything. That's how it was with her. I didn't worry when she spent time around my friends. I didn't feel the need to check in or ask questions, because there was nothing to doubt. Or at least that's what I believed. The party wasn't anything special, just a small get-together at a friend's place. Music, drinks, people talking in groups. The kind of night that feels normal, comfortable. We had both been looking forward to it. She was excited to go. Maybe even more than I was. And at first, everything felt exactly how it always did. Easy. She moved between conversations naturally. Laughing, joking, fitting in like she always had. I remember watching her from across the room at one point, and thinking how lucky I was that everything felt so simple with her, that there was no tension. No doubt, just trust. But then small things started standing out. Not enough to ruin the moment, just enough to shift something in the back of my mind. The way she kept ending up in the same corner of the room. The way one of my friends seemed to be there every time I looked. It didn't feel planned, just repeated, like something I was noticing without trying to. I told myself it was nothing. People move around at parties. Conversations overlap. It doesn't mean anything. So I ignored it, kept talking, kept enjoying the night, until one small detail made it impossible to ignore anymore. It happened in a moment that should have meant nothing. I was walking toward the kitchen to grab a drink when I passed by the hallway. It was quieter there, away from the music and the crowd. And that's when I saw them, not doing anything obvious. Not something that would immediately look wrong to anyone else, but something that didn't feel right either. They were standing close. Too close for people who were just talking. Their conversation stopped the second they noticed me. Not gradually, instantly, like a switch had been flipped. And that was the detail. Not the distance between them, not the setting, but the reaction. Because people don't suddenly go silent unless there's something they don't want heard. For a second, no one said anything. Then he stepped back slightly. She looked at me and smiled. Too quickly. Too casually. Like she was trying to make the moment seem normal before it had a chance to become something else. Hey, she said, like nothing had happened. I nodded, said something back, and walked past them. But my mind didn't move on. It stayed right there in that hallway, replaying the moment, the silence, the distance, the timing. And suddenly, all the small things from earlier started connecting. The repeated interactions, the way they kept finding each other in the room, the way I had noticed it without really noticing it. I didn't confront them right away. I didn't cause a scene. I just watched, quietly, paying attention in a way I hadn't before. And the more I watched, the clearer it became. The subtle glances, the way conversations paused when I got close, the small shifts in body language that didn't match what I thought I knew. It wasn't obvious. That's what made it worse. It was controlled, careful, something that had been happening, long enough to feel natural to them, but not long enough to be completely invisible. And that's when it hit me, not as anger, not as shock, but as understanding. This wasn't something that started that night. It was something I had just noticed that night. I looked at her again from across the room, the same person I had trusted without hesitation, the same person I never thought I'd question. And for the first time, I saw something different. Not who she was, but what she had been hiding. Later, when we finally left, the silence between us felt heavier than anything that had happened inside. She asked if everything was okay, and I looked at her for a second before answering, because now I wasn't guessing anymore. I wasn't overthinking, I knew. And once you know, there's no going back to how things felt before. How long? I asked quietly. Her expression changed instantly. And in that moment, I got all the confirmation I needed.